originally going to just try to do screenshots, but I think the path I have to follow to get to this report is way too complicated. So let me just show you really quickly. This has worked exactly the same whether I've tried it in Mozilla or in Chrome. I also have tried it logged in as a teacher or an administrator, and I can get to this exact same thing. So I don't know that it has anything to do with my rights there. The report that I found is called, of course I can't find the name of it now, a student profile report. The way I've been getting to it does not seem like it should be the right way because it's a very roundabout, windy path. So what I've been doing is going as if I'm going to check the completion status of the benchmark test, which makes no sense, I realize. But anyway, this is what I've had to do. So I'll filter for 6th grade so I can get to Braxton really quickly. Let's see, here's one that we've done the first quarter. So I'll go to this benchmark, and then if I go to, oh, I clicked the wrong one, the status and the data collection report. Again, I don't know why this is the path that's helping me get there. It doesn't seem like it should be right. Anyway, go to my school, and then I get the list of the different language arts classes. So if I click on one class, then I see the list of students. Now the way I get to this report is simply by clicking on the student's name. And then it comes up with this really, really great report information called a student profile. And you can see there's some different tabs on here. What we're trying to do is help get our teachers started with students tracking their own data, and we really need to hand each child their individual information rather than the teacher having a whole list of every kid in the class, because that takes way too long to walk around and like give those numbers to everybody. But I discovered on this report in the student overview, it shows you their current grades, their gradebook grades, and it also shows you their benchmark performance on here. And you notice there's another tab that is standardized tests. And what I discovered when I was clicking around is that if I can create PDF, I can choose what I want it to show up on this student profile report,
you made it back.
So I'm choosing the student overview. I noticed that that benchmark already shows up in the student overview, so I didn't have to really choose that. And then I also chose the standardized test data, and we want the overview. I think I told it to do the last test taken by the students so that we would get 5th grade. So then when I do create PDF, it takes, of course, the spinning time. I have to save it and download it, of course. But then when I open it, apparently nothing happens on this computer. I don't know. Oh, it's just being slow. Basically, I've got a 2-page report, essentially, that I could hand to my teacher. Oh, here it is in the back. That shows all that information. So when the teacher is having the students fill in their own data sheet, instead of the teacher going around with one spreadsheet that has everybody's math benchmark and one spreadsheet that has everybody's social studies benchmark, and try to like give each number to a student, they could just hand each kid their individual sheet. This is like the perfect thing that I need. So my problem is, however, I think that the path that I'm using to get to it cannot possibly be the right way to get to this information. That's an awful lot of clicks. And if I'm going to print this for 400 students, that's going to take me a darn long time. I don't know if teachers can get to it or not. I haven't had anybody log in to let me test that. I'm wondering if there's some way to get to it where I could tell it to print that same type of report for every student in the school. I've looked and looked for buttons that say something just about students in there. I just don't see anything at all under the headings that I have. I've basically pushed every button there is available here for me, and I'm not finding anything that has logically led me to to that same report other than just that weird roundabout layout.